we dig deep into the core, so I wanted to firstly explain what I mean by the core. Now, when I say the core, I'm really talking about this region here that you might know as your torso. It's really from the bottom of the rib cage to the top of your pelvis, and it makes up all the muscles that are at the front, the side, and the rear of this region that provide what you would call a muscular belt around here, around your torso, that provide you with support and stability and the strength to do all the activities that you would want to do. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time talking about the key muscles. And the muscles are in sort of different compartments. There are front muscles and there are rear muscles, there are side muscles, there are muscles that are quite close to the surface, and then there are muscles that are quite deep. And they all have a key role in the stability of this particular region. So if we look at the key muscles that make up the sort of surface or superficial part of the core, the most recognisable one would be that of what we call the six-pack, or that's called the rectus abdominis. And that's the one that runs along the line of the front of your stomach, as you can see here in this image. Now, on either side of that muscle is what are known as the external obliques. Now, and you can actually feel these muscles by grabbing hold of kind of the muscle that sits underneath your love handles. That is the muscle that's known as your external oblique, and it's one of the key muscles for core stability. If we then move around to the back, we've then got two muscles that run on either side of the spine, and the way you can feel it is if you just bend over a little bit, feel where your spine is, and just feel little ridges on either side of your spine. They're called your erector spinae group, and they run from your pelvis all the way right up to your head. Now, if we now go internally, we've then got two key muscles. We've got one's called the internal oblique, and that's one that sits directly underneath the external obliques, which are these muscles on the sides. And we've also got a really key muscle called the transverse abdominis. Now, this is a horizontal muscle that runs all the way around the core of the torso, and it's like a big belt. And as you get that muscle strong, it's able to compress, a bit like taking a big belt and pulling a belt tight. It's able to compress and increase the pressure within your torso or core, which allows you to be more functional when you're doing any particular activities. And then finally, if we go really deep, there are two muscles. One called the psoas major, which makes up a group of muscles called the hip flexors, which we're going to spend a lot of time talking about. And then a second one called the quadratus lumborum, which is not so important, but it's just to be aware that it's a very deep internal muscle that helps support the pelvis, and it's attached from the ribs to the pelvis. So all of those muscles make up what I'm calling the core. And as we go through the course, we will target particular areas and particular muscle groups to get them strong and conditioned in the right way to give you maximum protection and functionality through this particular region.